Randy, I'm still getting used to this new haircut, man. I mean, I can actually feel the wind in my hair now.
You know what? I remember that the first time I shaved my head, this was back in the 1990s.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time as I would walk, when there was no hair on the side, how weird that felt. It felt like that for a couple of days and I got used to it. So, well, good for you, Teddy. One of these days you'll take the plunge and you'll
go all the way.
Couple of cue balls that we will be. We'll be 2 cue balls for lunch.
That's
lunch
right.
Conversation with cue balls. Hey, Randy Wooden with Goodwill Industries of Northwest North Carolina. Enough of this foolishness. I run our professional center here based out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So for folks that might be in the job search, you might be a professional. And recently I've had everything from recent college grads to folks, let's say in the latter part of their career, trying to think, my one last go around and everything in between. So we're here to help. Happy to help. Just to find me on LinkedIn as always. And just let me know. We'll try to get you back where you want to go. So Teddy, there are a couple of people who may not know who you are. So for their benefit, who are you?
So those who have never met me, I'm Teddy. I'm a LinkedIn strategist, trainer, and coach. Burriss Consulting is the company I work for. I'm a slave driving white business partner, and we've been doing this since 2009 and love it.
Yep.
We're also building a new division of the company, teaching Google Workspaces business tools. Absolutely love doing YouTube videos and courses online and webinars and seminars and standing out in the middle of the street, proselytizing. I think that's the word, Randy, proselytizing the power of LinkedIn and Google Workspace. But
I'm going to check with Sarah Rosinski. She was our guest last week. She'll verify that. Proselytizing. Yeah. Absolutely. Randy, don't ask me how to spell it. I don't know how to spell it, but I can pronounce it. So
I can ask Google. So, or Alexa, but I turned my Alexa off.
Don't do that. I got a story to tell about Alexa coming up.
Yeah, we might talk about that. So
we'll do that.
Randy and I get together twice a week. We do this Monday thing just to share some stories, share some tips. Randy does his crack, high quality research for some tidbits, and then we introduce you to our special guest for this Wednesday. So Randy, man, I'm hoping you put a valiant effort into.
I did. You know that this it's fun, and so if you're so inclined to play along at home, let's have fun with this. A few births, by the way. The year was 1928. The person's name, William Anderson. Any idea?
Pamela's great uncle.
Ooh, close, but not quite. To the Batcave, Robin. Adam West. Batman, Adam West. Actually, his middle name is West. William West Anderson. So anyway, 1928. Bill Medley. Righteous Brothers, 1940. By the way, a little trivia, because I'm an old music radio guy. I read this a long time ago. Righteous Brothers did a lot of playing. They played kind of bluesy kind of music, and they played a lot in black establishments.
Yeah,
African American. Okay, they did that a lot early in their career, and a number of the attendees will go, "Man, that music is righteous. That is righteous."
Yeah,
and that's how they got their name, the Righteous Brothers. They got it from playing in black clubs, basically.
I hear that often, Randy, when I'm speaking in public. People will yell out, "You righteous" to me. I think that's what they're yelling.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Trisha Yearwood, born on this date, 1964.
Okay.
A great, actually great, big name in her own right. And she's also married to Garth Brooks. So there's that. Deaths on this date. James Garfield, 1881, our 20th president, died of a gunshot. So that's bad. All right. Trivia for you.
All right.
This guy is an inventor. He died in 1968. His name is Chester Carlson. Chester Carlson did something during his life that you and I have not done. He invented something.
Did he create the Slinky?
No, the photocopier.
Oh, I was not close.
Not close. No.
Wait, photocopier, is that post-mimeograph?
My crack research only is like skin deep, so I don't know beyond that. By the way, here's a name everybody's heard of: Orville Redenbacher. We've heard that.
That's the Peanuts dude, the popcorn dude.
Popcorn guy. Died in 1995. He actually had a heart attack and drowned. But he and his brother or a friend or a relative, I forget the detail on it, but this dude is a chemist. I think
Orville was.
Yeah, Orville was a chemist there. I mean, he was big into how can we grow corn that is suitable for popping. And so anyway, one thing led to another, and
I'm sorry he died from drowning, Randy, but thank goodness he didn't choke on popcorn.
He didn't choke on popcorn, but that would be bad. Also on this date, a couple other events. The first commercial laundry was set up in 1849 in Oakland, California. And in 1876, Melvin Bissell. Remember the Bissell vacuum cleaners?
Yeah. Well, Bissell's still around?
I think so. I don't know. I don't have one, but I'm sure if they're still around, then they're still, pretty popular, but I don't know.
Yeah.
First
I'd asked Alexa, but I turned her off.
The first carpet sweeper was patented by Melville Bissell, this date, 1876. And 2 TV shows debuted 1952. Look, up in the sky. It's a Boyd. Anyway, The Adventures of Superman, George Reeves.
The cartoon or the real show?
No, the real show, the black and white show, George Reeves.
Yeah.
Reeves. Mary Tyler Moore premiered on this date, 1970. And I got a story for you. We joking about Alexa. And I wondered if I had Alexa in my relationship has waned over time.
But she's a long-standing member of your household, right?
She's
your bachelor pad.
My hip bachelor pad. Yeah, I've got a couple of Alexas, one for each room.
That might be the problem.
Could be, but every morning I'd come out to my kitchen and I'd say, Alexa, what's the forecast? And she would give me the forecast, and I would always say, thank you. And she would always respond with, you're very welcome. Just doing or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm a lonely old man. But so that said, about, 6-8 months ago, that she quit saying that. And I'm like, dang, man, what happened to it? Did I say something wrong? Is it me? I don't know. Where's our relationship? And I got an email from Amazon the other day that said,
they had to tell you what you did wrong. Huh?
Inadvertently, yeah. My account, along with other ones, apparently in a glitch during an upgrade, they deleted that ability. And so I had to reestablish that. And now our relationship is back to the glorious thing that it was, where we actually talk back and forth. So I know
Randy,
I just wasted
a simple life, man. But I am so happy that your relationship with
Alexa now will. In fact, if I say it too loud, she might say, how may I be of service to you, Lord?
Which, by the
Andy?
way, your story just told our audience why I had to turn mine off, because we were talking about her.
We were fiddling with that. Hey, that's all on this end. So what you got, Teddy?
Here's my story.
Yeah.
Here's my story. So those who've been paying attention to what I've been doing, I started about a month or so, almost 2 months ago now, going out every morning, Monday through Friday, and doing a 2.25 mile walk. And I would do a little bit of run, not a hard run, because I'm too old to do a hard run. But, I would try to get a 15-minute mile in, which for me is pretty decent. And then I stopped for 7 days. I stopped because I went off and did other things that I made up excuses for not going outside and walking. So this morning, I got back at it. And I said, I'm going out. I'm going for a walk. So I went out for my 2-mile walk. And Randy, the reason why I'm sharing this story is not because I want everybody to know that I'm such a, health nut and fitness nut, because I'm not. But I know that when I take that walk first thing in the morning, I have a way better day. In lots of respects, I have a way better day. I mean, I have more energy. I'm more upbeat. My mind is clearer and all that stuff. And so I think it's important. I mean, do you do any kind of workout or exercise? I mean, you got the free weights and the barbells.
Yeah, I've got the dumbbells over there and the elliptical, and they're nicely positioned to hold laundry and so forth. So no, I use them. I ought to use them more, especially if I stand and look at myself in the mirror. But still hanging in there, Teddy. I mean, I'm not in the shape I was 10 years ago, but who is? So but good for you, because it's so easy. It's so easy to, if you don't have an accountability person or someone and you're only accountable to yourself, it's easy to just say, I get that. Hey, we've got a good guest coming up, Teddy, and you've known Balint Gaspar, and so have I for some time. And Balint is the CFO of SiteSource here in the Winston area. And they have an interesting business, I guess, model or whatnot. They deal with developers, IT folks developing software and whatever, and all that kind of all that techie stuff. Right? Yeah. But there's a big talent war out there. How do you find people?
Yeah.
And so some years back, Balint developed the thought of saying, okay, let's grow our own. So they have classes for developers. They interview people to gain admission to the class. And then Balint can, if you will, kind of just select ones from the class that he may want to have come to work for him. Yeah. So he gets to see them in action during this whole class time, and they get to see him and learn more about the organization. So it's a win-win for everybody. And you just wonder how other companies, whether here in the States or elsewhere, and how they're trying to do some of that stuff to say, okay, maybe instead of running ads and hoping and praying we find somebody out there that we can hire, what if we grew our own and had our own in-house university? BB&T, now Truist, used to do that for many years, and others have management training programs. So it's kind of in that same vein, but this is in a technical environment where you can't fake it. I mean, you either know it or you don't. So anyway, Balint will join us on that'll be on the 21st at 11:55.
Yep, be a good show. I mean, it'd be interesting. I mean, every day we got to look for different and better ways of doing what we do so we can be successful in life and business. So
got a quick tip for you, and then I'll throw it to you, and we'll move along, little doggy. So the tip is this: we all know that networking is key. A lot of this, who knows you, and establishing rapport, and so all that, it sounds good. Then how do you do it? And also, how do you do it if you are at a fairly high level in an organization? So, for example, do you hang out at after hours events, and do you do those kinds of things? Well, you could. The challenge becomes: are those people in attendance at a level in an organization that can help influence decision making at your level? Like the C level in an organ, that kind of a thing. And so think about volunteering, serving on boards, becoming engaged with people who are in the same vein that you are, at the same level in an organization, so that you're now rubbing elbows with the right folks to help you advance your career. Now, you should do it not just to grow your career, but also find something that you're passionate about, that you can sink your teeth into. Because if you're faking it, I mean, you can only fake it so long, but find something you really enjoy and hang out with those who also enjoy it, but who also are at your level in the organization. I think that'll help you.
Yeah. Hang out with those who can move you along in life, and make sure you're providing value when you're hanging out with them.
Yeah. You bet. You bet. It's not all about you. It's
Yep. Here's my tip, man. It's simple.
Oh, good. I can dig that. What is it?
Don't argue with your iPhone or your Android directions.
Oh, okay.
More often than not, they know, because it's artificial intelligence, and they know more about the route than you do.
Probably.
I did that a couple of days ago, Randy. I'm driving. I'm in a big city. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's off to the right, and this thing's telling me to go to the left, and I go to the right, and it goes sort of along the lines of, "Hey, idiot, you made a wrong turn," but it didn't.
Recalibrating. We're recalibrating. You're going to end up in.
Recalibrating means the idiot went the wrong way.
You can end up in Maine if you're not careful.
Yeah, don't argue with technology. More often than not, there's a caveat that means not always. It knows better than you do. So anyway, all right, buddy. Good. You have a good day. I'll see you in a couple days with Balint Gaspar, 11:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll talk soon, dude.
All right. Have a good one. See you.
See you later. Yep.